Hey, how's it going? Facebook. Alex Cornell here with Treehouse. I'm a launch success coach. I've got one of my great participants, Tatii, with us today. Hey, Tatii, what's up?
Hey, I'm Tatii. I'm going to be talking to y'all today, and Alex.
What you been doing, Tatii? How's it going over there?
I've just started back working again, but other than that, I was quarantined like everybody else in the world, I hope.
Let's hope people are following the rules.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Good. I heard you got a new little niece.
Yeah, I did during this quarantine, which is really interesting. My niece did come. I watched the whole thing. It was great. It was very different, the environment of the hospital, because of the virus. So
I bet.
We were very strict on how many people were there. But it was still great. I'm glad she came, and I'm probably happier than a lot of people right now during quarantine because I got my niece and no one else got her. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, Tatii and I are going to be hanging out with you for a bit. We love to hear our own voices, but we would love it if you guys actually gave us some questions. Tatii really loves questions, so feel free to direct some questions at Tatii. We're just really here to talk to you about just our kind of program and how Tatii and I work together. What else are we talking about, Tatii?
What quarantine has done for me and you, and how it's affected your job, and how you've helped your students like me and everyone else.
Cool. All right. So for you that are just logging on, once again, my name is Alex Cornell. I am a launch success coach at Treehouse. I've been with Treehouse for about 6 years now. So spent a bit of time in the graduation success program working with high school and middle school youth. And I was lucky enough to get this great job as a launch success coach. So Tatii, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about you?
I'm Tatii. I'm Alex's favorite student. I work at Starbucks, which is great. Just started working there again since this whole pandemic. Also, I do Instacart, I go to school, and I love Treehouse. I don't know what else. I'm 21.
Okay, that comes with different responsibilities. So
yeah.
It looks like we have a question already, Tatii. Amazing. The crowd heard us. Here we are. All right, so it looks like we have a question from Megan. It says, Tatii, how has Treehouse helped you plan for your future? Just a really small question.
Okay, it's kind of a big question. Let's see, when we have our meetings, we go over a lot of my goals. Alex is really good at pushing me and letting me know the truth about things so that I can actually reach these goals. And that looks like with school, things like my car, saving for an apartment, or planning out like how I'm going to spend my money so that I'm prepared for anything that happens.
That's great. I know you're just finishing up school, and I wanted to ask how, because you and I have talked a bit about this, but how is school online now versus in person? Because I know each different participant and young adult has a different learning style, and for some of the young adults I've worked with, it's been a little bit of a struggle. Can you tell us about how that is for you?
For me, it's a little difficult. I'm a hands-on learner, so I really enjoyed being in class and being able to ask these questions and just going over everything with a professor. But right now it's like we're doing it all online. We can go into Zoom meetings and do that sometimes, but the Zooms are pretty empty and it's just not the same. But they're being pretty lenient right now. Like, the professors know that we're going through a hard time, so they're being pretty nice, working with us and keeping us updated on everything. It's a big change though. It's very different.
Yeah, I bet things are a lot different now, huh? Like, you and I used to meet in person a couple times a month and out at Starbucks and just chat and stuff. So I definitely feel like it's been a lot different for me. I'm not a huge technology person. The fact I'm actually on this thing is amazing to probably everybody. But I'm doing a lot more conversations over Zoom and stuff. And I think you're right about it. Just it's easier and different to do things in person when you can kind of feel somebody back and forth and you understand, just all the things that aren't said when you're having a conversation. So I remember you're finishing your AA this year, which is good. Did you just basically do your general requirements? Is that correct?
That is what I'm doing right now, and I will be done after this quarter is over. Hopefully quarantine will be over by then and I can celebrate and have a bunch of fun because that's a big accomplishment for me.
Yeah, that is a big accomplishment. With that said, I'd like to give a little shout out to all my colleagues that work in the Graduation Success Program, because a lot of I think all their seniors will be graduating this year and hopefully moving on to caseloads such as mine. And so, everyone's working really hard at Treehouse. Grad Success has kind of had to change the way they do things. As you know, you were in the program. And so just want to give a shout out to all the Grad Success ed specialists and all the seniors graduating this year. Just like you, it's a really big accomplishment and just a really kind of a crazy time to be taking that next step. So I know you'd mentioned you work for Starbucks, and then I know before all this craziness has started, you were doing Instacart as well. Is that something you're doing now, or you were doing, or?
It's something I was doing, but before that question, I had a question for you.
Oh, okay. What's your question?
You're going to be getting some of those seniors coming in. What's that going to be looking like for you guys? Because you're not going to get to meet them in person the same way we got to meet, and it was great, and connect with them in person, which is so much more better. But how are you guys going to be doing that if we are still going through this pandemic? How are you doing that?
That is a very, very good question. Thank you for asking. Yeah, so you're right. It's going to be absolutely different. And our hope is to do introductions via Zoom. I think that's probably how it's going to work best. And like you said, it's very different than a face-to-face. So I think a lot of Zoom meetings, I think a lot of relying on education specialists to talk to their youth about our program and what we do. And so I'm hoping just to do it with a lot of grace and a lot of patience with myself and with the participants coming in. I think that it's kind of unknown, right? Like we don't really know how to do this. So hopefully the transitions will be smooth, and hopefully the participants will understand that we're doing the best we can.
Okay, that's good. Exciting to hear.
Okay, hold on. Coming in hot, Tatii. We got another question. Okay. What tips do you have for seniors who will be transitioning to Launch Success in the coming months? I think that's for you.
That's for me. Okay. The tips I have don't be nervous about it. You go through a lot of changes when you become a senior. You turn 18, and it's really scary, especially as kids that are in the foster system. So some tips are, don't be afraid. I get afraid sometimes to ask for help, because your coaches will literally help you with anything, like any and everything that you need: emotional support, financial support with goals. They're also like your therapist. Don't always.
Not trained.
They're not trained, but they're also there for you. So just don't be scared to talk to them and ask them for anything.
So Tatii, Treehouse has helped you in different parts of your life, right? Can you talk about a few different? I know you had that flat tire once. That was a bit of an emergency. But can you talk to us a little bit more about how Treehouse has helped you out?
So do you want me to talk about Launch Success or overall? Because I've been with Treehouse since I was 14, I believe. So it's been a pretty long time.
Okay, why don't we start with overall how Treehouse, and then maybe specifically how you and I have worked together in ways that have benefited you, whether it's in school or work or anything like that.
Okay, so overall, I think something that was really nice, like having Treehouse, was being in school. And before I had joined the program with Treehouse, I wasn't able to get like school pictures taken all the time and join any sport I wanted, just because of money and all that stuff. So overall, that was my favorite thing, is being able to participate and be a kid and get all the stuff that everyone else was getting. And then with me and you, some of the big things that I've been helped with, especially right now in quarantine, is like groceries. And actually, even before quarantine, I was getting help. And if I told them like I need food, Alex is like, okay, girl, I got you. Like, we'll find something out. We'll figure something out. And right now in quarantine as well, I am working at Starbucks. We weren't working for a while, and I was still getting paid like partially wage of our maximum hours or something like that.
So your kind of average hours.
Yeah. And so I expressed like my concern about rent to Alex, and she helped me find the resources to get me some money to help me pay rent, which was really nice. And it's nice having somebody there for you. Pat on the back, exactly.
Pat on the back for me, since you can't really do it in person.
Yeah. So those are some helpful things and some really nice experiences I've had with Treehouse.
Good. So do you want to remind the audience to ask questions if they have any? They can put them in the little Dropbox thing there on the old Facebook.
Yeah, if you guys want to ask Alex questions, because I've gotten like 2 questions and Alex would love some questions. So if you guys want to ask them, you can go ahead.
Oh boy.
How do you feel working with students? Because I know you used to be in the foster care system. So how do you feel now giving back to kids that were like you, or young adults, because I'm an adult now, but.
You should be a reporter, Tatii. These questions are on point. Like, I'm really impressed. Yeah, I grew up in the foster care system here in Washington State, and I would have really loved to have someone that I worked with at Treehouse. What was the question?
How are you feeling getting?
Oh, right. How am I feeling? I think it's truly a blessing. I think that if you can find a job that, you know, satisfies your heart and makes you feel good and makes you feel like you've made a difference, and I think that that's a win. I think a lot of people have jobs, right, that they go and they do, but they don't have like the heart about it. And so I always say that Treehouse is my dream job. I think that if you've been blessed, you should bless up. I think that if you have the heart to do this work, then you absolutely should. And, you know, it's funny when people are always like, oh, the kids you work with are so lucky. And I'm always like, oh, no, like I'm lucky to work with you guys. I always learn things and I'm always challenged. And it really reminds me, especially working with young adults, of like, oh, right, you know, she's 21, like she wouldn't know how to do that. Or, oh, hey, like you have a question about, you know, something about work, your taxes, like we'll do taxes together and stuff. So, you know, I feel good about it. I'm very much a more face-to-face person, so it's a bit of a struggle, but I feel just really lucky that that I've been able to do this work. Oh, another question for me. Isn't that great? Okay, what kind of qualifications does someone need to have to work at Treehouse or a place like Treehouse? Well, it's a great question. First of all, kind of from what I just said, I think you have to have a heart for the work. A lot of my colleagues, we have different degrees, we have lots of different experience. We have people that were, one of my colleagues, Kels, she majored in art therapy. I have degrees in criminology and criminal justice. Other friends have teaching degrees. So I think you have to have the heart. Any experience working with underserved youth, I think is really great to have. Any experience working, even just volunteering in nonprofits or other areas, I think that's helpful. I think it's just, it really just is get some work in with populations that really need the help. There's a lot of people out there in underserved populations that could really use someone to help or volunteer. And I think that's a great way to get in. Okay, also for both of us, Tatii, what's a favorite memory you have related to Treehouse?
Do you want to go first?
Oh, you basically just voluntold me to go. So we'll go first. Okay. Favorite memory related to Treehouse. I would have to say that my favorite memory is probably the first time I had a senior graduate high school, and just knowing that I, in some small way, made that possible. So I think I have a lot of favorite memories, but I think the one that always resonates me and sticks out in my head the most is just that first senior. See, I'm getting goosebumps. You can't see it. But probably that first senior that walked across the stage, and I knew that I in some way helped that young adult do that. How about you?
I think my favorite memory is I was in 8th grade and they had—
What? It's not about me? Oh boy. Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
All right, tell me what it is.
And I was going to be going to a dance, and I remember being like, okay, I don't want to wear something ugly. And so my coach at the time took me to find a dress. I couldn't find anything, like everything was ugly. I was really upset. Not ugly, bad looking. But then she came and she met me one day at my house, and she brought me a really pretty dress, and she helped me get ready. I think that's my favorite memory from it, which is so long ago, and it's been years, so I should have come up with something better. But
no, Do not let me influence your favorite memory. I think that's we do provide a lot of dresses for youth for prom and stuff like that. So that's awesome. That's awesome that that meant so much to you.
Yeah, from the warehouse.
Yeah, it's not called the Treehouse store, but yes.
Oh,
the warehouse. I just want to make sure we're dropping the right lingo for the people.
Right. You're right.
Also, I know we're currently not taking donations at the warehouse, and I know people are probably doing a lot of spring cleaning, but if you can hold on to those, you know, once the Treehouse store opens back up, we will be taking donations. So if you can kind of hold on to them in your garage, like I'm currently doing, there will be a time that we're able to take donations again. Okay, another question. Is Treehouse providing participants masks or gloves or any other supplies to stay healthy during the COVID pandemic? That is a really great question. I'm going to be honest and say I don't know. I think that if there was an ask, we would try to see what we could do as an organization. We're always trying to find creative ways to help participants and young adults that need those kind of things. But I am not sure right now.
Well, with you guys gave me, you know, like gift cards for grocery stores, and if someone needed that, I could see Treehouse doing the same, giving a grocery card or a gift card for somewhere, and then we could go out ourselves and get that if needed.
And you know what, Tatii? You're absolutely right. We do give gift cards to Target and other places like that. So you're right. That's a great way to use that resource. Okay. Are you reading that question, Tatii? Can you tell us about the, oh no, Tatii, someone went there. Not even my, okay. What's the question, Tatii?
Well, what about the story? I got a flat tire. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't cute.
Where was the flat tire? What location were you in? Downtown? Wait, hold on. Downtown, and you had decided to park in a no parking zone?
Oh my God. I believe I was downtown in Seattle in a no parking zone. But to be fair, I was working. To be fair.
Okay.
I was in
just to clarify, no parking does mean no parking. I'm confused. I just want to make sure. Okay, so you have to be in a spot when you got a flat tire.
Yes, I happened to be in a spot on accident. I had no idea. I was aware, but yes. And so I didn't know what to do. And what I did, because I know that I have these resources and Treehouse is great, I reached out to Alex, and it was really late at night. Well, it wasn't that late, but I would expect
Oh, girl, it was like 7. I was basically in bed by then.
Yeah, I would expect Alex to be sleeping. And so I reached out to Alex to see what she could do so that she could help me. And, you know, she told me that she's in the morning, she'll look for resources for me, which is kind of how everything goes with Alex. If I messaged her after this live and told her I had a need, she would tell me she will find some resources for it and get back to me about it. But that's what happened. That's always what happens. Not always. I'm very grateful for it. It's something that I very much appreciate. But I was being irresponsible by parking in a spot downtown, and so I was panicking because I wasn't supposed to be there. But, you know, I didn't get a ticket. Because the guy
this is Tati's life, you guys. This is Tati's life. She parks in no parking overnight with a flat tire and she doesn't get a ticket.
I didn't get a ticket.
Car back. You got your car back. You have all 4 wheels. You're good to go.
Yeah. So
Tati, we've had some times, haven't we?
Yeah. Same thing. Any situation that's really stressful, I know that I can reach out to Alex, my coach, or my previous coaches as well, and get help. It's a
Yeah, Treehouse we're lucky to be able to do those things. I think that, you know, we have a great staff that works in our just-in-time funding, which is the people, of course, that I always reach out to when I'm like, oh, hey, Tati's has an issue. So shout out to them, right, Tatii?
Wait, you reach out to somebody else after I reach out to you? So you
I mean, no, I solve it. Like, no.
You have you as a coach.
Tatii, I know people, okay? So I reach out to just-in-time funding. We've got a great woman, Sarah, who helps launch Success. Like, seriously,
Sarah's great.
We got people like you needing help. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, I reached out to someone else. Like the first thing I learned like as an adult was if you don't know the answer, go ask somebody else the answer. So I think that's important. That's why sometimes I'm like, I have to get back to you because I have to ask somebody that knows.
Yeah.
So we got your car's good. That was all fixed. What is the first thing you're looking forward to when life can resume as quote unquote normal? Like, what's kind of the first thing you're looking forward to?
Well, I just turned 21 as soon as this happened, and I haven't got to have any fun. So that's what I'm looking for. That's the honest truth. And seeing you, of course. So
thank you for putting that in there. All right, Tatii, I just wanted to thank you for taking time out of your day to chat with me. I wanted to let everyone know that we do Facebook Lives on Wednesday and Fridays around noon, so be sure to tune in. They will be just as lively and as exciting as this one. Also through the month of May, it's Foster Care Awareness Month, so hopefully we'll be hearing from more participants and young adults like Tatii. And if you have any more questions, feel free to drop them in the feed, and once we log off, we'll make sure that those get answered. Tatii, do you have anything, any wise parting words for us?
No, but thanks for watching.
All right, cool. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting Treehouse. If you want to make a donation, if whether it's monetary or clothes, please look on our Facebook page and see how that you can do that. And everyone stay safe, stay healthy. That's it. All right. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.